and squats are great lower body exercises. However, if you have the improper form, you could end up injuring yourself. So let's take a look at the lunge form first. Most important, make sure that you keep your back straight. When you take that front step, make sure that your knee is behind your toes. Also, make sure the heel of that foot is flat on the floor. Your opposite knee should not touch the floor. You should have about 2 inches between your knee and the ground. If you do all of these correctly, both knees should be at a 90-degree angle. Starting off, I suggest that you use your own body weight. Do not add weights until you are comfortable and have the form down correctly. Here you can see me doing individual leg lunges. There are many different variations. No matter what variation you decide to go with, try to get about 3 sets of 8 to 12 repetitions. If you prefer not to focus on one leg individually, you could do alternate leg lunges, which you can see here. It's as if you were walking. Each lunge is using a different leg. You can also see me here using weights. If you decide to use weights, keep them down by your sides. For the more adventurous, you can do jump lunges. Make sure you have a sturdy surface and sturdy shoes if you're going to perform these. The fundamentals still apply. Ensure your forward foot is flat on the ground and your knees are at 90 degrees. Now for the fun ones. If you perform these correctly, you probably won't be able to sit for about the first week. The first thing and most important that I'd like you to know about the form is to never, ever, ever look at your feet while you're supporting weight or performing the exercise. I suggest using your own body weight while you get the form down. First and foremost with the form, make sure that your feet start shoulder width apart and that your toes are pointed forward. Now, while performing the squat, make sure that your heels stay flat on the ground. Same as with the lunges, make sure that your knee is behind your toes at all times. Also, like the lunges, make sure that your back is straight and that your eyes are always looking towards the ceiling. Remember, never, ever, at any point in time, look down at your toes. If you decide to eventually use weight, me not being there is going to be a little difficult to describe exactly where the bar should be. It should be across the top of your shoulders, but it should not sit on top of your shoulders, kind of like across the top of your upper part of your back. As you can see through the pictures, depending on what part of your body the bar rests on, it could actually affect the squat itself. So, if you do not have a personal trainer with you, or if you have no experience, I strongly suggest only using your body weight at this time. Let's take a look at a few variations of squats. Here I'm just using my own body weight. Arms out in front of me, knees behind my toes, feet flat on the floor. You can also see me checking myself out in the mirror. Now I'm not looking to see if I look good, I'm actually looking to see if I'm performing the squat correctly. If you get adventurous, here's the jump squat. Again, make sure that you have a stable base, stable shoes, and you are still following the same form. If you so choose to add weight, there are 2 different ways you can do it. Weight in front of your body and weight across the top of your shoulders. Again, please, if you do not have experience with this, do not do this at this time. Now, once that you have the basic form down, feet flat on the floor, knees behind your toes, keeping your back straight and never looking at the ground, you can start to focus on the drive of the squat. Now, when I say drive, what you want to do is focus on driving your hips towards the ceiling, almost as if like you were trying to jump and touch the ceiling with your hips. This is going to generate the force needed to actually strengthen your quads, hamstrings, and glutes. The reason I haven't brought this up until now is because if I do mention the placement of your quads or your thighs, people will usually end up focusing too much on them and your knees will go beyond your toes. I don't want you to hurt yourself. So, once you feel confident enough that you have your knees behind your toes and you have the form down, focus on going lower with your squats. Your thighs should be as parallel to the ground as possible. Never go below parallel. You can achieve this by using a stool or like I'm doing in the video, an exercise ball. Just remember to always keep your knees behind your toes. We'll warn you, after a good squat workout, you won't be walking for a couple days. Good luck!